I'm at the in-laws for the weekend and thought it would be good to catch up with my father-in-law, who's become kind of the tumbler of the family. He's been using a 5-pound Harbor Freight, very introductory priced tumbler. Gets kind of mixed reviews, so I thought we might catch up with him and see how it's worked out, what he's working on, and what he's had to do to keep it running in that time.
So you're Doug Anion. You're my tumbling contact.
Sure. We'll go with that.
And you've been tumbling for how long now?
Since right after the 4th of July, when we went up and got the garnets. I went down to Harbor Freight and I was picking up some stuff and I saw that they had a rock tumbler, so I went, why not? It was on sale. I think they're generally around $50 and I picked this up for about 40, so I figured see how long it'd last.
So those ones next to it are the garnets that you
Those are the garnets. They've been polished once. I've got some that are in the tumbler being polished a second time to see if they'll maybe clean up a little bit more. That was 3 weeks, a week on coarse, a week on medium, and a week on fine, because I didn't have any polish at that time. So I've actually got a couple in the tumbler here now that are just being polished to see if that'll make any difference. Serpentine that you guys collected, I sent that back up to my son, but I've got a couple here that I ran through with the serpentine that have been polished. And I have no idea what they are.
What they are originally?
No, they were just rocks. My grandfather used to collect agates all the time, and when he passed away, I inherited them, and I've been packing them around for 30 years and finally digging them back out now that there's a rock hound in the family.
Yeah, so that may be some kind of smoky quartz or something.
Could be. I have no idea. I have no idea what any of these are. They've just been in the stuff that I have.
But they polish up pretty well.
What's in here is the stuff that I picked up down from you about a month ago. And it's on the polish because it takes about 7 days for each grit, or at least that's what I've been doing. It is 7 days for each grit. These were in there, but I think it was too much weight. I kept having the drive bands delaminate. The one that it came with lasted 3 months, and then I've gone through the 6 ones that came as spares in 1 month. And so what I did was I actually went to the local hardware store and I got some 4-inch O-rings, or one, and that's what's running it now, and it's been running for a week. So I think that's a better option than the delaminating drive belts that came with it.
So the O-rings on here are...
The O-ring, I don't have one to show you. The O-ring is actually on it, driving it right now, yeah. Yeah, the biggest drawback to this is it runs a little warm, and during the summer sometimes I would have to shut it down because you couldn't even put your hand on these cooling fins up here. It would be so hot. And so I'd run it at night until about 8 or 10 the next morning, because this garage gets up to the mid to high 90s in the summer.
Yeah, it was a mid-90 degree summer for the most part. Yeah. So.
And so that thing was so hot at that point you couldn't touch it, so I'd shut it down so I didn't burn it up, and said it's been running, other than that, October, well, most of September, October, and now November. It's been running nonstop. I guess I'll see how long it's going to go.
What other modifications or fixes you've had to do in those 4 months?
The end here, where those caps are, inside there's 2 shafts that they got kind of loose. So I had to pop the retainer rings off and put some spacer washers in there to tighten them back up. And other than that, that's all I've done to it.
Okay. And then this hasn't leaked at all?
No, that has not leaked at all. In fact, when I go to take it off to change it, you have to pry it off with a screwdriver. You see this piece of plastic in there. When I take that off, it works over to the edge and starts, I think that was supposed to keep it from grinding on the edge, but it just kept making more grooves, so I just shoved a piece of plastic in there to keep it over so it doesn't wear out the edge. Makes a lot more noise when you've got the coarse grit in there because everything's rounding off and it's really noisy. On the polish here, it's all pretty well rounded off, so you just get the motor noise. You don't get the tumbling noise as bad.
Okay, so that's just the final stage polish
Yeah,
now.
this is the final stage it's running through now.
And that was cerium oxide? Is that what
Whatever.
what I gave you?
If it holds together, I've got some of mine to do the final polishes on, and then if it's left in one piece, I'll run those. And maybe by next July, when we go garnet digging again, it'll still be functioning. The Tumbler comes with small packages of grit that will get you through about 2 batches, and then you have to have a contact with somebody to bring you more grit.
So are you gonna upgrade the tumbler if it kicks the bucket, or
Don't know. Probably.
now that you're the go-to?
I apparently am the go-to tumbler.
Could we take off the cover and see your modifications up close?
So these are cooling fins, which worked better than I would have thought.
Pretty simple.
Just got these 2 fins, and then got the drive belt in there. Like I said, this is what was on it, and the problem is they start to.
Oh, that one looks like it has tape on it there.
Yeah, that one I tried. Yeah, see, here's what happens is they start to delaminate. And they'll still run, but then they make even more noise. And like I said, there were 7 of them, and I've gone through 3 in 5 days, or 7 days. And the first one lasted for 3 months. I mean, it's really, that's it. As the heat comes up through this, it draws it up through the bottom. When it was really hot, I had it sitting on a couple of boards, get a little more airspace under there. But that's all there is to it. It's incredibly simple. Yeah, sometimes it needs a little boost because it isn't quite as grippy. And I said, we'll see how long it lasts.